All right. Here's my contemplation this morning, and I'm still on the policy of government to grow export, and I'll be talking to individuals also who want to go into export space, and the government trying to increase the volume of export in the country. I have been saying, and I keep repeating about the fact that our export is not growing as fast as it should because not so many people are coming in. Every year, people come in and go out. So you see a lot of people registering. Some are able to export, but go and check them in 2-3 years, they are no more in export business. And so the reason, what I'm talking about this morning is the reason why some people start and they're not able to. So when the government is trying to support, and the government is doing all that it needs to do to grow, it's good we do it in an holistic manner. For example, helping a business to do their quality issue is very good. I mean, supporting them with quality is very good. But if the objective is for them to be able to export that product, that's why we're ensuring they have the certification, is good. However, if other things are not put in place, it will be very, very difficult for that business to be able to be successful in export business. Export business is international trade. International trade are guided by rules. International trade are different articles and rules guiding it. International trade involves different countries. So there is need for adequate knowledge, understanding, and information to be able to take informed decision and be able to do exactly what is required and what is right to make the business a success. So this morning I'll be talking about how to move from zero to export hero. How to move from zero to export hero. How do you move from zero to export hero? How do you become an export giant? How do you become a business that is so good in export and you're supplying different countries around the world? How is it? But why is it also that some people start and they will continue? Why is it that some people fall off the way? Why is it that the mortality rate seems to be high? Generally, many businesses die within the first few years. But for export, some people even die after the first shipment. And what I realize is I've interacted with so many people that want to come into export. One thing I noticed about, let me say 50, 60, probably 70% is that people are very eager, very desperate to start. And that's a challenge in itself. That's a challenge in itself in the sense that they are eager to start, but they are not ready to do what is required for them to be able to do it successfully. They are eager to start, but they are not ready to do what is required for them to be able to do the export business successfully. Being eager to start, quite frankly, will not help you. Do not be eager to start. Be eager to learn in order to make the business a success. Be eager to learn. Why? International trade is knowledge intensive. International trade is knowledge intensive. International trade is knowledge intensive. Either you're a banker managing export transaction, finance export transaction, or you're an export manager managing export business in your company, or you want to be an entrepreneur who is developing product for the export market. International trade is knowledge intensive. If you don't have that foundation, solid base to put the business upon, what you will find out is at the end of the day, you will not be able to make the desired progress. Because all of us as human perform to install capacity. As human, we all perform to install capacity. As human, we all perform to install capacity. There are things you are not able to do today because you don't know about it. You have not learned about it. The reason a doctor is a doctor and is able to do well in treating patients is because he spent 6 years in medical school. He's going to learn anatomy. He's going to learn biochemistry. He's going to learn physiology. He's going to learn pathology. He's going to learn pharmacology. He's going to learn medicine. He's going to learn surgery. He's going to learn pediatrics. He's going to learn microbiology. He's going to learn so many things within that 6 years to be qualified as a doctor who can treat a patient. You see that learning phase? is so important for him to be able to implement what he has learned. But what I discover is some people don't want to learn. And I think government cannot afford to make that mistake. We must have a very viable learning center that can equip people. Not just training. You know, we've done it before. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day training. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day training cannot solve export. If you do 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, maybe you'll be able to do 1 or 2 few shipments, but you can't build an enduring business on 1 day, 2 day. Unless you now begin to learn along the line, and the learning along the line is more expensive. Learning along the line is more expensive. Why is it more expensive? It's more expensive because if you decide to learn as you go, you're going to be making a lot of mistakes because you learn either through education or through experience. Experience learning is expensive. You can acquire that experience through education. And that's a lot cheaper, and that's a lot easier and better and even faster. So it's extremely important for you to understand the fact that you must build that solid foundation. If you're going to move from zero to export hero, you must build a solid foundation. Don't jump the gun. Just the way a doctor is not jumping the gun. A doctor is not jumping the gun. A doctor spends 6 years to learn. You don't spend 6 years to learn. Maybe you spend a few months, but you learn all that is required. And this morning I'll be telling you about all the different areas you must learn about. If you are going to build an enduring export business, what are the areas of capacity building that are very important? Number 1 is understanding how to do export readiness assessment, so that you can do assessment of yourself. There are automated platforms that you can do this online, but you can also do it yourself. Understand what are the area of readiness that you need to assess yourself and be sure you are ready. Export readiness. Number 2, you need to also understand how to develop competitive product. Export product development. What does the market want? What should be the quality specification? What should be the packaging that will ensure the product is optimum getting to the destination? Export product development. You need to learn about export market development. You need to identify, how do I identify the market? How do I know the potential of the market? How do I understand the people in the market? How do I understand the process of market development? How do I understand the export market entry strategy? How do I sell effectively in international market? Export market development. Export market development. You know, when people say, oh, I want to go into export, but my challenge is finding buyer. When you say my challenge is finding buyer, what you are saying indirectly to yourself is that I want to export, but I don't know how to find buyer. I'm not ready as far as how to find buyer is concerned. You must understand how to find buyers. You must understand how to find buyers. You must understand how to find buyer. How do you know how to find buyer? Export market development. So that means there's need for capacity building in export market development. There is a need for capacity building in export quality management. Export quality management. Export quality management is extremely important. It's extremely important to be able to manage your quality. Number 1, that means you know the quality specification. You know how to achieve the quality specification. You know how to minimize the quality issue, pitfall. You can avoid moisture issue, impurity issue, aflatoxin issue, quality. You know exactly the peculiarity of the quality issue of your product. Quality management, export contract and order management. That means I'm able to ship as at when due. I'm able to ship as at when due. So that means I'm able to ship when I am expected to ship. I'm able to ship when I'm expected to ship. Why is this critical? This is critical and this is very important, because if I'm unable to ship when I'm supposed to ship, I'm going to disappoint the buyer and they won't want to do business with me again. I'm able to manage my order, my contract, so I don't sign a contract that I am unable to perform. Export contract management, and that is synchrony with Logistics and supply management. To be able to manage contract and order correctly, you must learn about logistics and supply chain management. Logistics and supply chain management. In addition to this, export documentation and management. Export documentation and management. The pre-export documentation and post-export documentation. The pre-export documentation and post-export documentation. Export documentation management. To become competitive, you need to understand export pricing and cost management. Export pricing and cost management. So you need skill in understanding all the cost elements involved to be able to achieve export costing and price management. Export pricing rather and cost management. Then export payment and foreign exchange management. Export payment and foreign exchange management. How do I hedge against foreign exchange? What do I put in place to minimize the risk of selling at a loss? How do I hedge? How do I learn about option, future, and forward contract, option and future? How do I learn about foreign exchange management? How do I understand payment method, letter of credit, bill for collection, open account, advance payment, trade finance instrument, export credit insurance, demand guarantee, standby letter of credit, payment method, and foreign exchange management. I need capacity building in payment and foreign exchange management. I need capacity in export risk management, economic risk, political risk, foreign exchange risk, legal risk, quality risk, commercial risk, country risk, currency risk. I need to understand, anticipate the risk and minimize it. So I need to understand export risk management, and I need to have a good understanding of cultural intelligence in the export market. Cultural intelligence for the export market. Cultural intelligence for the export market. Cultural intelligence for the export market. When you look at all these areas of critical skill, you can now understand why people fail. Why people have issue? Because they are not export ready, or they don't understand product development, or they don't understand market development, or they don't understand quality management, or they don't understand contract order management, or they don't understand document management, or they don't understand pricing and costing management, or they don't understand payment method, or they don't understand supply chain management, or they don't understand foreign exchange management, or they don't understand logistics and supply chain management, or they don't understand export risk management, or they don't understand trade finance instrument and management, and they don't understand the management of cultural intelligence, understanding cultural intelligence. When you look at this set of skills, you will agree with me that there's so much to deal with as an exporter. If you are now banker, there are additional I'll be adding to it as far as financing is concerned, as far as trade rules and article is concerned, so many other areas. So when you look at all these areas, you should then begin to ask yourself, how on earth do you say you want to go into export business or as government? Because when we do quality, we're only focusing on quality. When you do quality management, just one. That is just one. Product and package development is still there. Product and package development is still there. Payment method is still there. Pricing, documentation. I'm basically saying that there are so many other areas that you must take a second look at, that we must be conscious of, that we must. So look, if you don't build this solid foundation, I can assure you, you will increase the risk of losses in export business. Export readiness assessment is extremely critical. When you do that readiness assessment, you'll be able to know if you are ready as a promoter, if you are ready in terms of product, if you are ready in terms of pricing, if you are ready in terms of the predisposition of your staff to trade, if you are ready in terms of the purpose you are going abroad, if you are ready in terms of production capacity, if you are ready in terms of payments after shipment, if you are ready in terms of positioning for export business, if you are ready in terms of promotional capacity, if you are ready in terms of provisions to manage business, if you are ready in terms of understanding the potential in the export market, if you are ready in terms of understanding the paperwork in the export market, if you are ready in terms of understanding the people in the export market, if you are ready in terms of understanding having partner in the export market and getting purchaser in the export market. When you look at all these gamut of area of readiness, you agree with me that to move from zero to hero in export, you definitely need serious capacity building. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is my contemplation this morning. See you in the next video, and bye for now.